using the Flet Gridview. So in this example, we can grab maybe 100 or so images and put them in this type of grid. The grid is resizable. There's different ways to handle it. We'll also use Python list comprehensions to create this type of colored blocks here with the index of the list in the center of the block. And you can see we have 300 of these blocks here. Okay, we're going to create a new project again. It's good to practice UV init using Python equals 3.13, and I'll call the project grid view tutorial. Then I'll change directory into the grid view tutorial, and then we'll use UV add to add Flet. So at the middle of December, Flet 1.0 still beta hasn't been released, so we're going to add the alpha, which is, I'm using single quote here, Flet all, with the specific version of greater than or equal to 0.70.0.dev0, and we're using UV, so we'll go pre-release equals allow. Okay, we'll change direct. Let's open up cursor or an editor of your choice. Okay, the first one we're going to work with is the colored boxes. So we'll import Flet as ft, and I'll also import random. So we'll take a random color and we'll select Python. We'll set up the basic component at ft.component def app, and let's run a test for us. I'll return ft.text component, and I'll put grid view tutorial, just make sure we have something that comes up. ft.run, and the run returns a page, but we're going to run it like a lambda. And we'll render the page. Render. And it will be an app. Okay, so theoretically this should run that. We'll try it out. Flet run main.py. And we have the basic Flet app working. Okay, so instead of running this piece of text here, let's now drop in a grid view. So ft.gridview. And we'll expand it. We'll set the runs count to 5, so it'll be 5 across. Child aspect ratio 1.5, so it's 1.5 as wide as it is high. So it's going to be a rectangle with the bottom part of the rectangle will be wider than the height of it. We'll set the spacing, maybe 5.0 pixels. We'll have some controls here. So initially we'll just have ft.text hello, and we only have one here, so we'll make a little function. So let's go def colorful blocks, and we'll have it return a list comprehension. ft dot container set expand equals true, so that fills the full thing. We'll set the background color equal to maybe for now blue, so we can see it. And we'll set up the loop for I in range, let's say like maybe 1 to 51 initially. So I'm going to replace the controls with the colorful blocks function. Colorful blocks. And we'll run it. There's only a single color right now. So this should be 50 of these blocks. And we can check it by adding the integer, the I, into the actual container. So in the container, there is a content, ft.text, string I. So this is the I from the for loop, and maybe size equals 40. And now we have 50 numbers in here. So we're working with the container. There's alignment. Alignment, center. Now it's in the center. So I know there's this enum for the FT colors. Let's put a test print statement in here so we can see it. Then there'll be some number of colors in here. So we'll check it. Length of the, I'm going to cast the colors. I know it's an enum. So there are 352 colors within this enum for Flet. So with this information, I feel that I can get a pretty good random sampling here. So instead of just calling it blue, I'll do a random choice. So I have a list of FT colors. Okay, now we have a list of 50 of random colors. And so if we want to say, let's say 200, goes on for a while. Pretty nifty, huh, this grid view. So let's practice another one with images that I'll get from pick some photos. So I'll create another method here. That will be my images. And I'll have this return a ft.image. So it'll return. We'll use the list comprehension again. ft.image, and the source I'll specify very soon. And we'll use this for I in range 1. So I'm going to use this random static image here. Copied it. I'll do Command C to put in a clipboard. I'm going to drop it as a source, but I'm going to make this a F string. I'm going to delete the pick sum, which is the seed, and I'm going to insert the I. Okay. Now I'm going to go back into controls here. Instead of controls for colorful blocks, we'll do images. Save it. And it should be 300 by 150 for the image size. Okay, starting to look quite nice. And now we have a listing of 200 random images that's in this type of grid view.